their two best rebounders and two of their top three scorers from a year ago, the Moravian women's basketball team was picked to finish fourth in the Landmark Conference preseason poll. But despite having to fill some big shoes, the Greyhounds have picked up where they left off. Moravian has won 7 straight games, having locked up a playoff berth for the 16th straight season under 30-year head coach Mary Beth Spurk. The Greyhounds are currently in second place behind Catholic University and will have a shot at earning the top seed when the two go head-to-head Saturday in the regular season finale.
I told the kids it's an opportunity I didn't think we'd have this year at least. So you take advantage of opportunities. You go out there and play your hardest and see what happens. And Catholic's good. We obviously know that. And, you know, it's going to be a big day for us. It's our senior day. It's Alumni Day. It's our Pink Out Day. And so we have a lot of people there. So hopefully we can play well and get a win. We have an opportunity to, you know, obviously we locked up a spot, but we have an opportunity to be in first place. So I couldn't be any happier, really, at this point of the season. And you know, we're playing okay. I think our last 2 games we haven't played as well as I think we could, but you know, we've been on the road a little bit. So we have our last 2 games at home, and hopefully we can, you know, be successful and see what happens.
The Moravian men have also punched a ticket to the postseason, doing so for the first time in 4 years following a win over Juniata on Saturday. The Greyhounds are currently on a 3-game road winning streak, the longest since '97 when Coach Justin Potts was a freshman on the team, now feeling like his team is starting to peak at the right time.
I think early in January or mid-January, we started to play really well. Then I think we took a little bit of a dip the first week of February, and I feel like we're kind of starting to move back up a little bit. We played really well on Saturday against Juniata, probably the best we've played in the last 3 or 4 games, so that has us feeling pretty good. You know, and for us, it's about the defensive end and rebounding the ball, which is hurt us a little bit all year. When we do those things, you know, we've scored it pretty well. We're leading the league in scoring, so hopefully that continues, and if we defend and rebound and can be good in our press, it'll give us a chance. So I do think we're playing pretty well. Hopefully that continues. Everybody that's qualified for the playoffs, we've beat except for Catholic, and we get them one more time to end the regular season. So I feel like we match up with people pretty well. You know, it's a special time for us because Moravian hasn't been in the playoffs since 2012. We're already tied for the most conference wins in a single season. So I feel good about those things, but the reality is once you get into the playoffs, all you want to care about is winning those. So, you know, I think the guys are excited to have the opportunity, the senior class. I'm really happy for them to have that chance to play coming from their sophomore year where they only won 5 games. So I think we have the recipe, and I think we do a lot of things well. That time of the year, the one thing that this team will have to figure out, because none of these guys have been in the postseason, is every possession's a little more critical. You know, so executing at both ends of the floor, it gets a little bit more difficult for each team, and I think our sense of urgency will have to be really good, you know, the last 2 regular season games and then that first playoff game.
So we'll start with the women. They host Drew tonight, who's 5-7 in the league. If they're able to win that, it looks like that could almost all but lock up at least a number 2 seed, which is a home game. They play Catholic on Saturday, who is 1 game ahead of the Moravian women. So a win against Catholic could give them the number 1 seed. On the men's side, Moravian is in 3rd place or 2nd place, tie with Scranton. You could have a 3-way tie on top of the Landmark Conference men's side if Scranton beats Susquehanna tonight. And of course, Moravian plays Catholic on Saturday and a men-women doubleheader. So they're just hoping to host. They could get the 1 seed, but they're just hoping to host, which I believe is the first time since '99 that they would host a doubleheader next week in Landmark Conference playoffs.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's scrambling time with most of these teams. 2 regular season games left to the season. When we return.